Hello and welcome to Quiz Time. I'm Jess and I'm here bringing you 100 general knowledge questions. So, are you ready to go? Who was the first King of Hollywood? Douglas Fairbanks Sr., Clark Gable or Errol Flynn? Douglas Fairbanks Sr. What was once called the United Kingdoms? The UK and India, Sweden and Norway, or Britain and parts of France? Sweden and Norway. Armadillo shells are bulletproof. True or false? It's true. The first hot air balloon passengers were 2 Frenchmen, a rooster, a duck and a sheep, or a dog? A rooster, a duck and a sheep. At President Andrew Jackson's funeral, his parrot had to be removed because of its swearing. Is that true or is it false? It's true. Prime Minister Disraeli wrote historical non-fiction, romance novels or comedy books? Romance novels. The first NASCAR race was held in 1938, 1957 or 1949. 1949. A. Newman was a co-founder of Newman's Own. True or false? Al Newman. It's false. Paul Newman co-founded Newman's Own. Alec Guinness was in The Bridge on the River Kwai, Bridge to Terabitha or Star Trek? The Bridge on the River Kwai. Where is your ulnar bone? Your leg, your ribs or your arm? In your arm. The first bicycle with a pedal crank was invented in France. Is that true or false? And what was it called? It was called false. It was made in Bavaria. Sesu Hayakawa was the first Japanese-American baseball player, the first Asian actor to achieve stardom in the US and Europe, or the first Japanese winner of the Nobel Prize? The first Asian actor to achieve stardom in the US and Europe. Reggie Jackson was a baseball right fielder, pitcher or left fielder? He was a right fielder. Sweden's central bank, Sveriges Riksbank, was established in 1701, 1845 or 1668. 1668. True or false? The protein. Titin's technical name is 189819 letters long. True or false? It's true. I'm glad I don't have that to pronounce. Milton S. Hershey's first successful shop was his 4th attempt at confectionery business. True or false? That is true. The tiny pocket in blue jeans was created to hold pay stubs. True or false? What do you use your tiny pocket for now? It's false. It was designed to store pocket watches. Only a quarter of the Sahara is sandy. Is that true or false? It's true. Most of the Sahara is actually gravel. Who wrote Goodnight Moon? Margaret Wise Brown, Louise Fitzhugh, or Dr. Seuss? Margaret Wise Brown. What is the longest highway in the USA? Route 20, Route 66, or Great River Road? Route 20. What is Australia's capital? Sydney, Melbourne, or Canberra? It's Canberra. The Man from Mars radio hat was never made, a sensation in 1949, or unpopular. It was a sensation in 1949. Norwegian lundehards have 6 toes on each paw and can turn their forelegs 90 degrees to the side of their bodies. Is that true or false? It's true. The director of the 1956 film Bus Stop compared Marilyn Monroe to Charlie Chaplin, Jean Harlow, or Joan Blondell. Charlie Chaplin, because of her ability to blend comedy and tragedy. What is the longest highway in the world? Trans-Siberian Highway, Golden Quadrilateral, or Pan-American Highway? It's the Pan-American Highway. Emeralds are actually a variety of beryl. True or false? It's true. The Tour de France, the Giro d'Italia, and the Vuelta a España are collectively known as the Grand Tours. True or false? It's true. Professional road and track cyclist Eddy Merckx is from Belgium, Germany, or France? Belgium. True or false? Maine is the easternmost state in the whole of the United States. It's false. Alaska is the easternmost state. The hashtag symbol technical name is pound. That's bogus or that's true? That's bogus. The hashtag symbol's technical name is Octothorpe. The moon pie snack was created in 1897, 1932, or 1917. 1917. A&W's mascot is called a Rooty, Beery the bear, or Root Beery. Rooty. The best-selling candy in the 5-cent category in the late 1920s was Hershey's Milk Chocolate Bar, Baby Ruth, or O. Henry. It was Baby Ruth. After a 100-year campaign, this tall mountain was officially called by its indigenous name, Denali, which was what was the first officially known as Nanda Devi, Mount Kosciuszko, or Mount McKinley. Mount McKinley. Swedish clothes company H&M's name stands for the Swedish word for his and hers, her and me, or Hens and Moritz. Hens and Moritz. Curtis Candy Company traditionally claimed that its nickname, the Baby Ruth, after Babe Ruth. Is that true or false? It's false. They claimed that they named it after Grover Cleveland's daughter, Ruth. Mork from the Mork and Mindy was played by Dom DeLuise, Roger Rees, or Robin Williams. Robin Williams. Movie trailers originally played after the movie, before the movie, or during intermission. After the movie. Mallard ducks were first domesticated during the Han Dynasty, Neolithic, or Middle Kingdom of ancient Egypt. Neolithic. Neanderthal Man by Hot Legs was a major flop. Hot Legs' second hit after A Groovy Kind of Love, or originally only created to test drum sounds. Originally only created to test drum sounds. Chocolate ice cream was invented before vanilla. Is that true or is that false? It's true. What You Talking About, Willis came from this TV series, The Jeffersons, Different Strokes, or The Facts of Life. Different Strokes. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't, was the slogan for Chock full of nuts, Skippy, or Almond Joy. Almond Joy. Rugby player Roy John was notable for his excellent ability in line-outs, with penalty kicks, or with ankle tap. In line-outs. The first Hulk comic was released in 1954, 1971, or 1962. 1962. Who starred in the 1968 film The Thomas Crown Affair? Robert Redford and Susan Sarandon, Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway, or James Dean and Julie Harris? Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway. The first World Championship Formula One race ran in England in 1950, 1923, or 1974. In 1950. What was the Lotus 18? A Lotus plant from 1888, a software program from 1997, or a race car? A race car. The coloured part of the eye is called the iris, the pupil, or the cornea. The iris. The peacock mantis shrimp doesn't exist, is the fastest underwater creature capable of 60 miles per hour or can punch at speeds of 50 miles per hour. Can punch at speeds of 50 miles per hour. What magnate family owned Catalina Island from 1990 to 1975? The Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, or the Wrigleys? The Wrigleys. Brian Hyland recorded Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini when he was 16. Is that true or is that false? It's true. Theodore Roosevelt had a pet hyena. True or false? It's true. 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover is a how-to book by John Gray, a song by Paul Simon, or an article published in the 1965 Ladies' Home Journal. A song by Paul Simon. I'm OK, You're OK made the New York Times bestseller list in 1972 and remained there for nearly 2 years. Is that true or is that false? It's true. Who first recorded A Teenager in Love? Dion and the Belmonts, Craig Douglas, or Marty Wilde? Dion and the Belmonts. Every US state capital has a McDonald's. Now that's an interesting one. Is it true or is it false? We don't have one here in Guernsey and the Channel Islands, and it's false. Montpelier, Vermont doesn't have a McDonald's. Hey, I'm the same as them. A term never used to describe the jet set was the glitterati, the swell set, or cafe society. The swell set. Elsa Martinelli's first starring role was as the title character in Rice Girl. Fact or fiction? It's fiction. Her first starring role was in The Indian Fighter opposite Kirk Douglas. The Marcel clip was a prop from Marcel Maussy, A clip used to create Marcel hair waves, or a company that produced clothespins. A clip used to create Marcel hair waves. Barbie Benton appeared in which Love Boat episode? Marooned, Part 1 and 2, Two for Julie, or Vicky's Gentleman Caller? Marooned, Part 1 and 2. Who played Annie Hayworth in Hitchcock's The Birds? Tippi Hedren, Jessica Tandy, or Suzanne Pleshette? Suzanne Pleshette. The Mercedes-Benz F200 Coupe was driven by a joystick that controlled the speed and direction and could be driven by someone in either front seat. Is this futuristic car fact or fiction? It's fact. Coro Jewelry's symbol was an Pegasus, Griffin, or Unicorn? A Pegasus. Cape Canaveral was called Cape Kennedy from 1963 to 1973. Is that true or false? It's true. What is Cap'n Crunch's full name? Horatio Magellan Crunch, Christopher Nelson Crunch, or Ferdinand Hornblower Crunch? Horatio Magellan Crunch. In 1979, Orange County Airport was renamed Kennedy Airport, Santa Ana Airport, or John Wayne Airport? John Wayne Airport. What song is frequently played at English soccer events? Vindaloo, Sweet Caroline, or Three Lions? Or as my daughter calls it, the vegetable song, Sweet Caroline or Sweet Carrot Lime. Marty Robbins wrote a sequel and prequel to this song. El Paso, A White Sport Coat, or The Story of My Life? El Paso. Casualty is the longest running British TV series. Is that true or is that false? It's false. Coronation Street is Britain's longest running TV series. The 1951 film A Place in the Sun was based on a book called A Place in the Sun, The Sun Also Rises, or An American Tragedy. An American Tragedy. The oldest still operating public aquarium is Sea Life Brighton, Shed Aquarium, or Berlin Aquarium? Sea Life Brighton. The Purple People Eater is a horror movie, a comic book villain, or a novelty song? A novelty song. During World War II, Kit Kat's packaging was red, pink, or blue? It was blue. Cham is a municipality in Switzerland, town in Vietnam, or type of Chinese boat? Municipality in Switzerland. The Nestle company is American, Swiss, or German? It's Swiss. One of these is not true about The Tale of Genji. It's the world's first novel. It has 25 chapters and is 70,000 words, or it stops mid-sentence, which is not true. It has 25 chapters and is 70,000 words long is not true. The song Lollipop was first recorded by Ronald and Ruby, the Mudlarks, or the Chordettes. Ronald and Ruby. Hospital corners are a method of making a bed, a children's game, or a type of sandwich. A method of making a bed. Do you do yours with hospital corners? What was Jane Austen's first novel? Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, or Emma? It was Sense and Sensibility. James Garner's mother was half Cherokee. True or false? That's true. Who was the lead actress in the 1966 film Amrapali? I am not going to attempt to pronounce these names. I think they may all be Russian or something like that. It's the first one, which was the one that I didn't want to vote for. Anyway, it was her. C.S. Lewis was born in Thetford, England, Kilmarnock, Scotland, or Belfast, Ireland. Belfast, Ireland. The blues song Got My Mojo Working was first recorded by Anne Cole, Sonny Boy Williamson, or Little Walter. Anne Cole. In Wind in the Willows, Mr. Toad is obsessed with motor cars, level-headed, or a war hero. Obsessed with motor cars. The Magnificent Seven was based on Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, Seven Samurai, or The Invincible Six. Seven Samurai. Until 1961, Ireland banned bars from opening on St. Patrick's Day. Is that true or false? It's true. The holiday falls during Lent. Blue Nun is a Swiss candy company, an American TV series, or a German wine brand. It's a German wine brand, and it's terrible, in my opinion. Sorry, horrible. The Ford Mustang was first brought out in 1955, was based on the Chevrolet Camaro, is the longest produced Ford nameplate. Is the longest produced Ford nameplate. In the 1950s, sleepovers were called sleep fests, pajama parties, or night meets? Pajama parties. The mop top was inspired by a mop. True or false? It's false. It was inspired by the Beatles' haircut. In northeastern France, bees began producing green and blue honey because of eating the sugary waste from a nearby M&M factory. Is that fact or is it fiction? It's fact. Vidal Sassoon was a British hairstylist, a type of bassoon, or a surfboard company. A British hairstylist. The red-winged blackbird is monogamous, only found in North America, or over 10 inches long. Only found in North America. Winnie the Pooh, Eeyore and Piglet are characters from books by A.A. Milne, E.H. Shepard or Beatrix Potter. A.A. Milne. Melissa Manchester's first top 10 hit was My Boyfriend's Back, Coming from the Rain or Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue. Wimbledon is the oldest tennis tournament, played indoors, or least well-known tennis tournament. It's the oldest tennis tournament and the best. One-armed soccer player scored the winning goal. A one-armed soccer player scored the winning goal in the 1933 Uruguayan Championship. Is that true or is it false? It's true. Europeans were once afraid to eat tomatoes because people died after eating them when the fruit was first introduced. Is that true or is it false? It's true. The term for out originated in 1960s pop songs, jazz in the 1950s, or the 1970s amongst astronauts. Far out. Jazz in the 1950s. So how did you do today? Drop your score in the comments below and of course like and subscribe so you get notified every time we post a new quiz, and please join us next time on Quiz Time.